Thank you.
Charlotte, yeah, of course, I'm sorry it's in order.
There we go.
And there's nobody in the waiting room. I hate having this.
So what time is it?
So participants.
4:05.
Okay,
Four,
I'll just keep an
yeah.
eye out for people coming in.
It should chime.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay,
sorry about that.
that's fine. Thank you very much, Corinne. Okay, the April 15th, meeting of the Community Hall Advisory Committee is called to order at
4:04.
4:05. I have
4:05.
4:05. I don't know. if we're on- Yeah. And the first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the March 27th meeting.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes from the March 27th, 2025 meeting.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, done. Any adjustments to the agenda?
I think we need to add the capital improvement plan to financials.
Okay, capital improvement. Okay, added.
And
Um,
we're adding that to, I beg your pardon?
Financials,
Financials, number 5, financials.
Capital improvement.
Yep, which is coming up right after public comment, and I don't see any comment coming from the public, so we'll move on to financials.
Okay.
all right, so what I did a couple things here. So the Vermont Community Foundation money is coming to be available. And what we had talked about last year, several meetings ago, is to try to fill the deficit with this
Yes,
April
yes,
one.
yes.
And we do, Lisa, we have a $32,537 deficit on our balance sheet. So Lisa had made this sheet of all the items that were spent
Okay.
and to get the building up and ready. And so,
Oh, okay.
okay, so $211,000, 725 cents. That's everything that to get the building,
Yes,
what we've done in the building,
yes.
okay? So I wrote a letter in 2024 and 2023 to get the distribution.
Mhm.
This, unfortunately, the letters were similar, because they were asking for, the 24 was very specific, asking for, fire suppression.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
vault.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it listed
yeah.
5 or 6 things, and then the 23, when we were just moving in, was saying we were moving in, and IT, infrastructure, and security. So I thought, well, those are 2 similar letters, so let me go down through this list and pick out everything that would go with those topics
Okay.
For the 2 letters.
for the 2 letters,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
thinking,
okay.
So it turned out fine, because it came up to $118,537. I did take out, because we raised the grant
Yes,
money.
okay, yeah.
So then we spent $88,537 basically on those 2 things
In those 2 years.
in those 2 years. The foundation gave us 70,000,
Mhm.
so we're good. We're
Oh, okay.
good for what we asked for and what we spend. So in May, we have 35,325. This is probably what we're.
That's
most
coming in.
important. That's available for distribution.
Give me that number again.
$35,325 available from the Vermont Community Foundation.
VCF.
Yeah. So if you add up the parking lot, the striping, and all the porch repairs, it comes to $74,754,
Those 3.
those
things.
3 items.
Okay,
So we could get that, and we've already spent the match. So
Okay.
then we could get it.
okay. So we will be getting from them the 35.
35,320, and that'll get us back out of the hole.
Wow.
Okay,
Good. Good.
so what about the minus 47 there?
Well, that's a different.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a
okay,
different sheet. This is
Okay.
the capital,
Okay.
capital plan, okay?
Okay,
So I will work on that and, have Lisa check it. So I will, but Patty, I guess to put in the minutes.
Yeah.
that I will be reaching out to them for the paving and the porch repairs.
Okay.
And then let me give you that number, 70
Hold on, you're reaching out to whom?
Vermont Community
Okay,
Foundation.
okay. Yeah, wait. I'm new at this, so. Okay,
And the amount that was spent on those two projects was $74,754.
okay. Oh, 74,754.
Right. So then, so we gotta. Yeah, so you wanna look at those sheets,
well, this is what we get from
right,
Lisa at the
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of the month,
right,
and those are the ones I usually look at. Um. And we are a little bit, we're about 2/3 of the way through
Yeah.
the year now.
yeah, and the first bunch of categories were way low, so
Yes,
we have some to play with there,
yes.
which I will. I don't know if we wanna. We got a couple other things here that are gonna speak to that, but.
Well, after we get the money from the foundation,
Yeah,
that is paid, then I think maybe we look at it then and see,
yeah, well,
you
we,
know, then that will be, if we get that payment in May, say,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That'll leave us May and June to finish out the year.
oh, right, yeah, yeah.
You know,
then we
so we
start
go-
over.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, yes,
Be in pretty good shape.
yeah. Okay, good.
So
But
then-
that foundation really saves us.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So in the capital improvement plan, we had put. So Lisa sent us the information because in 27, we
Mhm.
said we were gonna paint the building at a cost of $35,000. My suggestion would be to move it to fiscal year 2028. Because if it's tied to the pressure washing. So I met
Oh.
with that Joe Kaminsky, Lisa suggested him. So I walked around with him for the building, because the front is really bad and the north side is really bad.
As
So-
far as dirt.
Yeah, and spider and webs.
Yeah.
Fronts, the porch is really bad. So if he does that, he quoted $960, for the whole entire building, which I thought was very
That's
reasonable.
very fair.
960,
That's cheap.
That's very cheap.
yeah.
how
Um,
is that, I mean, how is 30, what did you say the initial?
no, not painting it. Pressure
Oh, I'm sorry,
washing
just
it.
pressure washing it,
So-
so no,
Yeah.
that is inexpensive.
Yeah,
So walking around with him, it's in really good shape, and he's.
and
gonna-
there's no paint peeling
Well,
yet.
he's gonna touch every piece of it, so what I would suggest when I talk with him is that. He lets us know if there's paint missing anywhere, and then Public Works can do the touch up on it.
And that will take us, yes.
Yes, and then
Now,
I think
if
we
it,
can put it off a year.
if it's ladder work, can the Public Works do that?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, because some of this, if it's,
yeah, well,
yeah.
I mean, we can cross that bridge.
yeah,
but-
okay.
But it looks, this side is really great, and this side is just dirty. It's
Well,
not-
this is the side you see when
Yeah,
you drive up all the
right.
time.
And the other piece of not having to paint it, and maybe, is that we have a paved driveway now, so you're not getting all the
No
dirt and the
kidding.
stones and all that stuff.
On a white building.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the white building. So I think once we get it back in good shape, and then we maybe spray for spiders more than once, might help. So do that a couple of times.
Okay, and the thing we did last year was windows, so we're not,
I don't think we need to
okay, okay.
this year, because that was a pretty good chunk of
It
change.
was expensive,
Yeah.
that I thought was expensive, yeah.
So when I talked to Lisa about that and looking at this budget, this sheet,
Yep,
So we've overspent. We haven't overspent, we put in for routine services.
Yeah,
I mean, we do have a little there. But what she suggested, because we've spent a lot in that category. Because we've spent it on, some bigger items, the plumbing,
we've had to pump
the
the,
pump,
Yeah.
and the locks and the door and the sign. So we've spent, $15,000 already in that category.
Mhm.
So there is a little there, but what she suggested is that we're gonna be way off in these other categories.
you like the janitor and the
Janitor,
child
like
care.
the first
Yeah.
bunch that we,
Yeah.
the money's there.
Yeah.
That we asked the select board that,
That's my own.
we have the money, but it's gonna be
Shifted around.
shifted around. But she thought we should check in with the select board about spending that $960.
They're all unisex
Well,
sizes.
we can shift funds around ourselves
I think so,
without.
but we can't change this one anymore, right? 'Cause
No,
this is-
no, this is,
So
no,
we
this,
have to play with this one, so, I mean, our event expense, we don't have anything, we haven't spent anything in there,
uh-huh.
What expense?
the event
Oh,
expense.
event,
That's
yeah.
3,500, yeah.
Um. I would eye that event expense.
Yeah,
As a source we could put other places.
yeah,
I mean, nobody is held to following their budget
right,
exactly.
right,
What we just have to look at is where we spent it this year when we do
right,
next year's budget.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So we have some money to do that.
we
is what
do
it-
have some money to do with it, but we may not be in the.
In the right
exact
category. Okay, I'm not so, maybe other people are, I'm not so worried.
Yeah, she was the one who suggested that we just run it by the select board,
Oh,
their
okay.
next meeting.
Oh, okay.
Weren't we supposed to have some type of an event for the community, or am I mixing things up?
We,
Movie.
Movie or something?
we're having.
April
the-
26th.
The Jay Craven
That's,
movie.
that's
Yeah.
it, okay.
Yeah,
That's what
Why
we're
is
gonna call it,
everything
okay.
happening on April 26th?
We had to do it to satisfy the grant.
Right.
And we already had several things that
okay.
satisfied the grant. So
Okay.
we took pictures and Tim wrote it up, and when he submitted it,
And the
Good.
grant's done.
and the grant's done. So
Yeah, yeah.
we don't have any obligation to the grant anymore.
Yes, yes, yeah. But, and I think if my memory is serving me right, which it doesn't a lot these days, is that we had talked about doing a summer event.
Yeah,
When more
Right.
people are around,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But we're, well, that's good news for financials,
yeah.
yeah,
Sure looks like it, yeah.
yeah. So,
So in the notes, Patty, if you
Mhm.
would put
Yep.
on the capital improvement plan that we would like to move the painting of the building to fiscal year
I
2020.
have that. already.
Okay, perfect.
okay,
Important part of the,
Yeah.
now, we won't be able to go to the Monday select board meeting. So it will be two, or whatever the next one is, and first one in May.
why can't we go to this one?
It's agenda set, it's
on-
Monday.
Yeah, but it's only Tuesday. Today's only Tuesday,
Yeah, we should be able to make that
we can add
adjustment.
to it,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
right?
Yeah, like, I was thinking, coming up, I was thinking the agenda set, but it's not yet.
No.
Okay, so we should put. What that should be is, do you want to make it a request or do you want to make it, informing?
Informing, I think,
Okay.
just,
So,
it's part of their record as well.
inform the select board. That we're taking some of the event expense money
Right,
and moving to,
yeah, to do the pressure washer
maintenance,
if
yeah.
we end up being
and,
short.
and
We
move
might
to
not be, I
maintenance.
mean, we're close, I don't know, I 17. We might have almost enough right there in routine services, right? It's like, it's more than $1,000, so. We might be okay.
Yeah, we've spent nothing in the event.
Right, so. Yeah, I think that was kind of.
We've spent 85% of the routine services.
Yeah. But I mean,
Are these all things you need to have
June
notated?
30th. What's that?
Are these all things that you're saying now? Do you want all this in the notes?
No.
I'm like not clear on what needs to
Yeah,
go.
no,
in.
no. I'm just looking and thinking out loud at what we've spent so far,
Mhm.
and it seems like, is there gonna be an expense with the movie, the Jake Raven movie? Not much,
No, we're gonna
I
take in
wish I
money.
could come
for
to
that.
that.
yeah.
What is the Jake Raven?
It's, the name of it is
Is Lost Nation.
Lost Nation.
And it's a.
He did Where the Waters Flow North. He's a Vermont filmmaker, and this is a Vermont history movie.
Oh, man.
It's gotten
I'd love
some-
to see
And
that.
he's gonna be here for question and answer.
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
And it's gotten great
We're
reviews.
We're going to the Simon and Garfunkel show in Burlington that night.
Oh.
The one night of the year.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. though.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. We
Oh,
did a-
okay.
We did a matinee because we, just for that reason.
Yeah.
because So many things happen.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah.
hour, the movie's an hour, and then the question and answer with him is
We'll
after.
definitely come to that.
I think it'll be, when I went to the Milton event with the historical societies on Saturday.
Yeah.
People, we advertised it on our display and people had seen it at Main Street Landing in Burlington and different places and said it was really wonderful.
Really? That's
Great.
great.
That's a 2 on the 26th?
Yep. And, well, we'll get to there, but anyway,
Yeah.
so,
The capital improvement.
yeah, what else did I want to say about that? Something important. Yeah, we don't have anything in 2028 scheduled, so.
What, should I talk to you in the next couple of days and we'll get something together to put in the select board packet?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So you and I will,
Oh, I know.
and I'll
Okay.
type something up and send it to, Corinne.
So the floor was 2025, and that at that time was 11,900. So that's in there, so I think we'll. Worst case scenario, we could put it off till spring and then the foundation could pay for it
Oh, next
for
year.
next year.
And the 11,000, that was doing the minimal, right? Just
Yeah,
to protect it.
To protect, yeah, to do a hydro sand
yeah,
and then put several coats on it.
Yeah.
I mean, cause this is the way it looks right after it's mobbed. It's not, it's dull
Mhm.
and it's, getting scratched and,
Is the end product that you want for it to have a gloss finish?
well, we talked about a heavy gloss, but not, gloss is gonna show every streak and,
It also looks less historic.
yeah.
No, good point.
But this is, I'm worried about it,
But it is more durable.
but that's what, that was the thing,
Mhm.
it's the most durable.
Yeah.
And that treatment, that 11,000 treatment will save us, will last.
Yes, and so hopefully we can put off that floor replacement.
Yeah.
For,
For a
yeah,
long
for a
time.
long time,
So the current plan is,
to have that done in our 25, 26 budget. But we planned for it in the plan, so I think we're okay.
so that, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so does that takes care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow and I'll type up something to give to Corinne
Okay,
to put in the packet
Yep.
for the select board. Okay. Okay.
if they're gonna have rugs and stuff, that's gonna, is in that category. Are the rugs and the lawn mowing and all that stuff, so that's gonna come out of that 17,505.
The routine services,
Yeah, till June 30th, so we probably will be short then, okay,
but that won't be that much short.
no,
Yeah. So that can be made up other places too. Okay.
yeah, I think that's mostly the,
Okay,
Okay, so,
and we've gotten 3,300 so far in revenue.
we're doing okay with that.
Yeah, so that's good.
There's a lot of interest. I have 2 calls today, so.
Are there any like weddings or anything?
No, the next, well, are we done with financial?
Yeah, does anybody else have anything?
I don't have anything.
Okay, so rental,
So the next, we'll need help setting up one for the 26th. I'm assuming people will be around. To help us with that. I think we probably should. set
That's
up
April
for-
26th for the
yeah,
movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I think we could do it.
Do you want to do it the 25th? What,
Yeah, it might be nice. No, they have yoga in here. And I think
Oh,
we gotta
right,
set up at
right.
least 75.
so if we do it at 10,
Yeah,
okay,
10 o'clock?
yeah. Or 10:15.
and that is basically, it's setting up for that is the chairs.
Chairs, yeah.
Okay, so that's not that big a deal. And,
Mhm.
we're not gonna do food or,
I talked to Caroline today. She didn't think we needed it. I mean,
Okay.
I was thinking about cookies and water, but I don't know. I don't wanna clean
Need
up
to
after.
get
Right.
That corn maker.
Although I guess fire department had it for their dance and I didn't see any around, so.
So does that mean there won't be any refreshments for the?
Well, right at the moment, that's what we're thinking. That doesn't mean that's not gonna happen, but.
I think people love a refreshment on a Saturday afternoon for a movie. You know, adds to
Are
the,
you volunteering to make something?
I'll make something, but I can't make enough for like, I mean, it would have
Well,
to be an auxiliary.
where have I
effort.
seen those garbage bags full of popcorn? Those big bags they sell, I've seen those someplace. Have you ever seen those? They're
Probably
like,
Costco.
Garbage bag full of popcorn.
it's like a kitchen garbage bag size of
Never
popcorn.
seen that.
I haven't either.
Oh, okay, and I've seen it for sale, and I can't remember where I've seen it for sale now.
Right.
You don't wanna
Costco?
get the fun
Well-
popcorn maker.
Um,
I think that. So,
we have, event expenses, right?
yes.
And we have 35, that's where we're getting the money for the
35,000, right, or 3,500.
3,500.
3,500.
I think if you want to think about, don't commit yet, but if you want to think about something, we could maybe have some just free.
Right, I mean, there's people that'll do something. I mean, I've,
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know about popcorn, but anyway.
well, I mean,
I
or
mean,
if not, then
and
what,
let's-
what we normally have, like brownie cookies,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing, and some beverages.
And we can get reimbursement for that because we have
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
and people who make a batch of brownies or batch of cookies are not gonna be looking for reimbursement. So, I mean, maybe if somebody goes out and buys a few 2-liter bottles of some sodas or whatever.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
that maybe we should be reimbursed. I'm happy to make something for that day. Would just have to throw it out to a bunch of people, you know, maybe half dozen people to, I don't know how many people are expecting. Is there any expectation?
My guess would be, we'll get like 50, 60 people.
Really?
We're
That'd
gonna,
be great.
we've got a schedule to put it on Front Porch Forum and then have different people do it in.
And the
town.
library's promoting it.
Yeah, the library's put on, Albert Library is helping to sponsor it, the Friends of the Library is sponsoring it, so that whole group
Get
knows.
some of the friends of the library to make.
Yeah,
refreshment
and then-
cookies and stuff.
Although Carolyn didn't think we needed to, so I might have to reach out again, but, and then it's gonna be in the Islander, so that should help.
Yeah, so I think we'll get a decent crowd.
So you probably want a half dozen people to make something.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and then somebody to go out and fetch some sodas.
Yeah,
So how do we want to advertise not advertise, but how do we want to solicit, people to make stuff?
there's not like a group
Well, I mean, it's the historical
Yeah,
society.
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
the,
yeah.
You know, so it's the friend Albert, it's the.
Yeah. But then we would have to ask each of those.
Well, how many groups are there? There, I mean, if there's
Four
like
groups.
four groups,
Yeah.
okay, so, and each group has a point person that could send out a request, right?
Yes, the library, the.
Caroline would be like, or
Except when I
Diane,
spoke to
or,
Caroline
yeah.
today about it, she didn't think we needed it, so I.
She didn't think we needed refreshments?
Refreshments.
Oh, it's Saturday afternoon in spring. You want somebody, you come to watch a movie, you're gonna want to have something to chew on, whatever. Come on. It's spring. How long have we waited for spring?
Well,
Let's-
Think what you're
Have-
saying, though, that's another thing, this could be weather dependent too, you have a beautiful day outside.
Yeah, people aren't gonna.
Yeah,
People
right,
go, "Wait a
exactly,
minute, I've been
exactly.
inside all winter,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to throw water on
No.
it,
Yeah.
But it's only, okay, all right, all right.
but it's on,
And
how
it's
long is the
Saturday
movie?
too.
Yeah.
Movie's an hour?
Yeah.
That's not the whole
Now,
day.
they're gonna run it from their laptop, right?
Yes. I
So
believe
we should be good with
Yes,
that.
I think, yeah, and they asked about bringing a projector and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
We would've
okay,
had to
good.
pay extra for that, so. I
Okay.
mean, we're paying a lot of money for it, so I'm hoping that people will show up.
But it's free.
We made it free.
Yeah.
That's good. I think the
Because we
first sort of
wanted to-
movie event wants
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
And the library wanted to do that, and the Historical Society wanted to have it free, so that's part of their programming, so.
Okay, so if we don't get enough people, the cookies go into the freezer. And use it for the next event.
So then the other thing is the Kramer and Kin. May 3rd.
The Green Up Day, they're
Green
doing an event for Green Up Day.
So what happened, you probably saw the email I sent.
Yes,
Mhm.
Okay, so we charged for the parking lot. We charged for a full day in here. They're getting the liquor licenses, the insurance for the event. They're expecting approximately 100 people. So,
I think people, when they hear about that, will come even if they don't do Green Up.
of course they will. Come
I
back
think you're
here.
absolutely right.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's bigger than that. It's 2 or 3 food trucks. It's Snow Farm, it's.
Oh, my.
Kramer
Yeah.
Kin. So my issue was, it's kind of, Tim and I talked about it with the, it's a for-profit event,
Mhm.
Oh,
right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Which is, I really draw the distinction between that. It's a private business putting this on
Mhm.
and showing a movie that the library is.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so they're gonna cordon off that's why we charge for that. I mean, we said 150, I don't know, that's,
Yeah.
and it's $150 for the day for in here.
so,
They wanted to use the back parking lot for the food trucks.
okay,
So we said, well, okay. Tracy and I kind of talked about it and said, well, charge for that the same as you charge for the hall.
okay.
Because
Well,
people are
because
gonna
it's
be
gonna be-
going back
yeah.
and forth and that's blocked
Yeah, yeah,
off
yeah.
and yeah.
And so she promised that they would clean and it would be better than it was and they would take care of garbage. and-
Believe it.
So when I told her, I said, this is a trial run, like we haven't really done anything like this before, we're, it's a.
You mean we've not done a for-profit thing? Is that what you're saying? Or-
Right,
yeah.
we haven't done an event like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
before at
But
all.
with-
I think what they're liking it to, I believe would be a mini great ice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Oof,
Mhm.
And with Kramer and Kin moving
yeah,
there. I'd like to encourage them to have more events here
right,
that
and she
we
had.
could charge
Yes.
for.
And
Yes.
she had reached out a long time ago, when they were still in the,
Church,
no, when they were still in
in
the,
Albert?
yeah, but they let Albert go and they were trying to
Oh,
figure this
okay,
all out,
okay.
what the deal was with this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't think this will be the last time you see them renting this place, so we just have to make sure that
So
all the
Mm.
needs are met and.
when you said mini great ice, when we had great ice, you had a floor protection out. Are they going to?
No, I don't think so, because if it's a good day, they're gonna be outside most of the time, but they are gonna have craft projects in here and they're gonna have cornhole outside. And so I talked about, making sure the whole perimeter was cleaned up and,
But
Quite
you're
an
not gonna
event.
put any of the plastic stuff down to protect the floor? Okay. What if it's a rainy, muddy day?
I'll have a lot to clean up.
Well, yeah, and that's the nice thing about having the parking lot paved.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
mhm.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
So that's May 3rd.
Yeah,
What time is that starting?
well, I told her she could have the key for the day, because we were gonna try, it was like 12 to 4. I said, but you're gonna set up and all that stuff, so I said.
So
"I
are
think
they
you
gonna
need-"
set up?
Yeah, they're gonna do everything.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
great.
We'll see. But
Yeah.
We'll have to come in after and make sure that everything's copacetic, and so that's,
So are we doing anything in terms of setup ahead of that?
no,
Okay, they're doing it all.
I'm gonna give them the key and
Yeah.
So what time would the public then be?
12 to 4.
12 to 4?
Yeah. We've had a little bit of stuff on Front Porch Forum and
Mhm.
about it, but
People pretty much know about it. It's being talked about.
yeah, so. And then I've got, Spectrum wants to come again. I got one today for a retreat in September. Somebody else called me for another event, so it's. We're,
Catchy one.
it's the place to be,
Yeah.
yes,
That's good. That's
Yeah.
what we wanted.
especially
Exactly.
the smaller events. Those are nice when it's, not huge.
Yeah, and I think with the school meetings here,
Yeah,
more people have seen
Mm,
yes.
the projector, more people have
Yeah.
seen the meeting
And
stuff.
they really like it. I've had lots of people reach out.
Oh, because of
And
those.
just say, how, what a nice venue it is for everybody, and it's central, and so I think it's
Yeah.
gonna continue on.
Okay, so the 26th,
Yeah, so that's the basic one
yep,
for till we meet again,
okay.
unless something else comes up between now and our May 20th meeting. But,
And what I do often is I look at the calendar
calendar.
yeah,
to see what's
Mhm.
going on here. That's because it's so much of it is town meeting
Yeah.
and some of it is ours and.
and I try to get it on, even if it's tentative, as soon as possible, so. Library plant sale is gonna be outside on Sunday.
May 18th.
Yeah, so, but they just use the key for the bathroom, so that shouldn't be a problem either.
And they're so happy that this year that the parking lot is all taken care of.
That's,
Saying about that.
So does that take care of requests?
Yes,
Okay, and I put on there review rental documents and pricing. And we. Is that something that people want to revise?
I went through it, just,
Yeah,
there's some issues, like it says Board of Trustees, and so there's some things that need to be changed about it.
on the documents.
Yeah, adding a
Okay.
projection system and things
Okay.
like that.
People-
So I am not 100% prepared to talk about it today as far as the bigger issues, although maybe something to think about is, a different pricing for profit, business profit, for profit events.
Mhm.
And then perhaps, should there be different rates for North Hero residents?
Hmm.
And the other one is, so we initially put in there
The rates for the
100
tables.
people or more was a $1,500 charge. Now, they're gonna have about 100 people, not all at once,
mhm.
and at the dance, it was way over, so. I think we put that for the wedding venue mostly. So I don't know what,
That's easier to capture the number of people that
Yeah.
are here for that,
yeah,
for one thing.
yeah, so I don't know if we need to up the number of people to like 150. So it encourages those smaller, big events.
Mhm.
Or. So I think the the other stuff has worked out pretty well as far as. The costs, the rates, I mean, one of the issues is, so if you rent for an hour. Let's say 9 to 10 and. But you come in at 8:30 and you leave at 10:30,
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of the things I'm struggling with right now, and then.
Has anybody pushed back on any of the fees that you've ever stated?
No, I mean, I think,
Not to you.
not to me, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I know that there's, a lot of people think it should be free for North Hero people. When Spectrum, they wanna do an indoor mini golf, which they, I guess they bring all the stuff, it sounds wonderful, so I suggested Camp Ingles, because they have the long.
The long
house,
house,
and
yes,
they
yeah.
have
Yeah,
Beautiful outside, so they reached out to them, and it's $500 for non-resident, right? That, you know, there's no,
Wow,
$500.
yeah.
wow.
Wow.
So I mean, she's like, we really can't. I said, oh, I understand. I had no idea. So anyway,
and Ingles doesn't get rented out that much.
well, probably for that reason.
Yeah, right,
Really?
right. But there have been residents that have had wedding receptions there.
Mhm, yeah,
There's a legendary fire department party that was there quite a few years ago.
I didn't hear about that one.
no, that's probably when the flea market was there, right?
And the fleet, well, I think before that.
Oh, that was
this-
so
This
fun.
is, yeah, this is going in the past. So what do you think we should do about,
Well, I think at this point, maybe think about it.
Let's think.
Okay.
And then we
Yeah.
can put it on the agenda again for May.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
And I don't see, cleaning is been. Adding a cleaning fee. Is another thing that I struggle with too, because. If I say you don't have to clean it, we'll clean it, then either we're cleaning it. But we can't also put it on Public Works to do extra. And right now, it pretty much works. They know they have access to the janitor's closet. Now the stairs is open, so there's a, you know, there's a stuff in the corner.
Yeah,
They're really, really good about cleaning. Like after the dance, I came in here, and after Ducks Unlimited, I came in here. You'd never even know anybody had been here.
Really?
So, and we have for anybody new, like Kramer and Ken, that we put the $350 damage deposit, and it says very specifically in here that if it's not to our
Standards.
standards,
Yeah.
that we would deduct.
oh,
So
It sounds like it's working.
that's,
Why?
yeah, until it doesn't,
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
play around with
It
it.
ain't broke.
If it's
Yeah,
working, yeah.
that's-
When I peeked in, when they had Ducks Unlimited in here. It was packed.
oh, really?
Yeah,
And it had been a horrible snowstorm, so.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
It was mucky.
yeah. My thought on that is the, Engels cleans, they have the longhouse clean,
Mhm,
spring and fall.
right,
And, I forget the name of the company now, but Ada Daniels
yes, right.
does that. Do you think it would be? Do you think maybe we should, talk to her about what she would charge to clean this? And then either we contract her or the renters contract. I don't know if,
It might be worth a
It's worth an
conversation.
explore, sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
because
even a
it seems
friend-
like if we could, especially if it's a wedding or if it's
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah,
we could say, well, there's a cleaning fee for
Yeah.
the building.
yeah,
And it might be good to get that done by somebody whose business it is.
Hey, that's a great suggestion. Really.
and the thing is too, like I say, leave it as you found it, but you know. Public Works, especially in the summer, I mean, they're mowing lawns. and
Yes,
stuff,
and in the
so-
winter they're
So when you
plowing.
come in and look, if you're gonna have a wedding, I mean, I can see right now, like under those benches. It's just, it's lying, you know, on the wall where the wall meets the floor.
Yeah, yeah,
Dusty.
Dusty,
Yeah.
and the windowsills are dusty, the stage is dusty, so. you
That would
know,
require
And,
deeper
yeah,
cleaning.
so it might be worth it to ask her, especially
Where's this person?
upstairs. I mean, downstairs is cleaned regularly, but
um,
just to see,
I-
have a conversation with her, I think.
okay, I will do that. And I'll just meet her here one day
Yeah.
and we'll look at it and say, you know, what do you think you would charge
Yeah.
after an event
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
clean this?
yeah,
Okay,
just to get a,
Great.
they're the only, she's the only one I know that has a
Yeah.
cleaning.
there's a few of them,
Business.
but everybody really likes her, so we should.
Yeah,
think of something.
Where's Shadow?
We talked
She's
about like
right down on
giving,
two.
yeah.
No, here?
Yes.
She lives in North Hero, and they just, I think it's called
Expanded.
5 Star now.
Yes,
5 Star
just changed,
cleaning,
just changed it.
Oh,
yeah,
how do I know?
because I've seen that at the rec committee meetings.
Wonder what she charges.
She is ridiculously fair unless she's upped her prices because she does our windows on her house each spring. We just have her come do
Oh
the
my
windows.
God, really?
She does the windows and the screens,
That one?
everything, and it was like $200, $175. It's ridiculously low. And she does a really good job. And it's her partner, the two of them come. He
And her
does the
daughter's working
outside
with them now.
once in a while, yeah.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
does the screens and the outside and she does the inside
Do you
and
have
they're in
those
and
yet?
out in like an hour and a half
Yeah,
or
yeah.
so. They're really good.
No.
And we talked about maybe assistant public works, you know, that he might want some extra money now and again, but when I talked to Corinne and Lisa, if we pay them
If I have it.
the extra, then it goes into overtime
Oh,
and creates a whole,
yeah, good bookkeeping.
yeah.
Okay, well, let me just see if she could give us an idea.
Ada Daniel,
Yeah,
I just want the phone number, 802.
802-881.
Yep.
3383.
Perfect, thank you.
and I'll see what she says by the next meeting. I'll see if what she says that it would do. And I imagine it wouldn't be a flat fee, but depending on what use it's getting,
Mhm. Yeah,
you know?
And it might be something to offer.
Well, that would be the thing to offer people. We can have it, there's a person who will clean it. You don't have to think about it. This is the cost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like we said,
Okay.
it's not really been a huge problem, but you always, with somebody, as it's being rented more newer people,
Yes,
people we haven't worked with before.
yeah. And I'm thinking it's, you know, it hasn't been a problem with us setting up for stuff and
Mhm.
taking down and doing that. But I don't know if I want to get in here on my hands and knees. and
was
be-
thinking the same thing. I really was.
Yeah, yeah.
Set up chairs and tables and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
There are some limits.
exactly.
I'd rather clean the floor in this place than do the windows at my house. Seriously, I hate windows.
So I think that's it.
Yep.
So we
Okay.
can revisit it. I was thinking of like taking the piano, grand piano off, just because it hasn't been tuned in forever and it's gonna go eventually, so
What is it you wanna do with it?
take it off as a
Oh,
option.
it's an option to rent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are we ever gonna get rid of it or?
Yeah, once they get done the next phase of their, in the barn,
barn,
Okay.
yeah,
the Island Arts.
yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And that will open up possibilities for
Oh, yes.
using that room
Mhm.
more.
Like food prep or?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Little
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
serving window.
Okay, so what, next month we'll talk
Again.
and make changes
Yeah.
in that, yeah.
And you
And
know,
that's kind of-
email me too, if you're thinking, just, you know, so I can have think time with it too, and maybe
Yeah.
do a draft of.
Okay.
And I think what makes sense too with that is that, if we talk about it next month and finalize it, then starting the fiscal year with the new budget
Right,
year, we can
right.
have that go into effect.
Right.
Okay. That takes us through rentals then. And open meeting law. Since there is nobody who is required, Paul, maybe, but there's nobody who's required to do the open meeting law training, but they're doing one here
Today,
on Tuesday.
today. Isn't it?
Today is
Or
Tuesday?
something today. We're in this, Carl's,
Um,
maybe it's a
I
different
missed that.
topic.
Yeah,
I did it online
I
2
did
years
too.
ago.
yes, right, right. Let me see.
Corinne sent out a.
Yes, she did. Oh, I have, no, that's not it. I didn't think it was today.
No, there's something today, so it's probably not that, because why would Corinne and Carl do that?
There was a, ethics training.
That's it, maybe.
Okay, yeah, I think
That's
that's,
it.
okay. but I don't see it right now. I had it.
Well, it's suggested that. we
Oh,
take
it's
it
the
as
29th,
April 29th.
April 29th. And it's gonna be here, and it's gonna be an open meeting training.
Or what time?
Since everybody here is not a new member, you don't have to do it, but if you wanted to come, I was planning on kind of
What time
going.
is it? 'Cause it's not.
Is it on the,
Looking here, see,
yeah, let me see if I can find that,
We can't put things on calendar now, how do you know? Cause that's a date, which there's not something else, and that's a date that I throw out for somebody else to have.
I don't have a date.
I'm sorry, what was
Um,
the day that was
April 29th.
April 20 at?
We're trying to find that.
Let's see, I don't have that.
open meeting training. Yeah, the town will provide open meeting law, documentation to every board member upon election or appointment.
So Paul's probably gonna have to do it if we elect them.
Excuse me.
The Zoom ones are pretty good.
I thought the ones that, the Secretary of State, I believe, has taken over all the training, and we used to do the Northwest.
Hmm.
And she was very good, I thought.
Yeah, it's not on the town website, so. Well, email it to us if you find out. We'll find.
Okay,
So Tim, you're just looking for the time, is that it?
pardon me,
For the,
I don't have a
don't
time,
have-
I
okay.
will get that
okay.
to you. Um. All I have is that letter from Corinne. I will check with Corinne and I'll get back to people on that. Um. Which brings us to number 8, new member. Our membership.
What is it?
Tracy and I talked a little bit, and since that's the Historical Society member.
Mhm.
We were I was thinking in terms of precedent, and that the Historical Society members should come from the Historical Society. And then, of course, it has to be approved by the Select Board. So, the Historical Society, of which I'm a member, and Tracy's a member.
You all are.
Is putting forward the name of Paul Happersang,
Okay,
and he's willing to do it
And he is the
and excited
trustee.
about it,
oh, great,
Trustee, so that's.
and is good.
So,
good.
So,
so we probably should vote on that here. And then-
well, do we need to, since the Historical Society appointed? But it was,
We did.
Yeah.
Eileen were the
Yes,
Historical Society people,
yeah,
so. I was looking at that Eileen's position as the Historical Society.
so what I would say is I would make a motion to have Paul Happersang
Happersang.
fill out the position of Eileen Mitchell on this board.
Okay,
I second it.
Hi.
all those in favor? Aye. I will write a
Okay.
letter to the Select Board to put in the packet
Perfect.
for
Great.
Monday. I emailed Paul a agenda for today and said we'll be talking about the membership, and then it'll be going to the Select Board. And I said May was when he would come on board at the meeting.
And then would you
Yeah.
also reach out to him to see if 4 o'clock is gonna work?
Yes,
once.
Oh, right.
he said it would. I
Oh,
already
good,
did.
good.
Yeah, I already did.
This is
And,
only once a month.
and he said it would. So
Okay, perfect.
that's good.
Yay.
So I will get in touch with, Paul after the select board meeting on Monday.
Okay.
And,
Perfect.
okay. So that's that. Pressure washing, we talked about.
Are we the second Tuesday or third Tuesday?
Third,
Third.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion that we hire Renton Neighbor to do the pressure washing at the cost of $960.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Who is
if-
that that's doing it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, putting off the painting for a while was, I think, good.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, if we're not peeling away.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'll talk to
Yeah.
him about that too.
And the signposts in the rear of building.
Yeah, so the signposts, we originally left up, that they held the, Grand Isle Supervisory Union
Mm,
sign, so we left them up because initially, I think Corinne believed that everyone was gonna go through the back door.
Yeah.
So now they're just standing there and, Public Works would like to remove them because they're in the way and lawn mowing and so,
I can't think of any sign we'll be putting up there.
I don't think so.
I don't think, yeah, I don't see any reason to leave it up.
I don't think we need to vote on that. I think you
Okay.
can just,
Tell them to
Tell
take
them.
them out, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Alright.
And that is all I had. Does anybody have?
I don't have anything, Tim. Good
I'll
meeting.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second that. motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So what time is it? It
is.
is 4:56.
You need